The otters are out.
Hello, Mr. Klaus-M Schremser. How are you doing this week?
Yeah, great, great, great. Today I'm in a little bit uh, darker environment. I'm in my co-working space in Vienna. The weather is cold. No otters to be seen, but hopefully soon. So, and how are you, Tom?
All good. Gray and gray. Speaking of weather, I heard the other day that it was the worst November ever recorded in terms of sunlight here in Austria. So I think we all should go to the pharmacy and grab some vitamin D afterwards. But yeah, other than that, all good. Really excited working through until Christmas. Lots of really amazing updates at Otterly, and lots of market movement as well, right? I think Klaus, you had a very interesting LinkedIn post the other day about Google losing some market share. Well, what's going on there?
Yeah. So actually, um, you know, Google as the behemoth of and the leader of the last probably 30 years, yeah, around 30 years, is now kind of flatlining in growth. And also, especially in Europe, it's losing ground. Yeah, there are a lot of legal actions and yeah, it's for every SEO marketer. It's important to maybe not only look at the search console of Google, but maybe just sign up for the Bing search console, and they're gaining actually. I mean, apart from ChatGPT, which is crazily growing by 7% month over month, and
Mm.
even like Perplexity AI is growing with 17% month over month from at least July this year onwards. So it's yeah, there are some dogs are chasing the big deer. In this case, it stays very exciting what's going on in the
Yeah.
market. What did
Yeah.
you hear, Tom?
I mean, what I find particularly interesting about that those statistics is that there is a country difference in Europe, right? And I think you even put that in your post as well, that apparently Google's market share is down in France by 5.6% over the last 10 years, with a 4.6% in drop just in the last year. Germany is down as well with 3.3% over a decade and 2.1% lost in the last 12 months. But I mean, I can't really explain why, but I'd be keen to dive deeper there on why Google is losing more in France than in Germany. I think Perplexity is French based, right? I think they're originally from Paris, if I'm not mistaken. But you're looking, so let's maybe double check that theory.
I will ask Perplexity where it's from.
Yeah, let's do that before I spread any fake information, false news. But I guess I just wonder why there are also local differences in different European markets, because I mean the legal actions that Google is facing in the US and Europe are one thing, right? But Perplexity picking up, growing 17% month on month is impressive. And also, I mean, ChatGPT isn't going anywhere. So yeah, I guess really interesting to observe as we head into 2025, where those statistics will stand in, let's say, 6 months, 12 months.
Absolutely. I mean, just to be correct on that, I think what you meant is Mistral AI. Mistral AI is
Oh,
a
yeah. Okay.
French-based startup. Perplexity is actually from San Francisco, founded in 2022. Oh my God. Like, before that, like I said, Google is around for almost 30 years. Now we're talking about 2 years. There was like ChatGPT's second anniversary, which is also crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the times are like going like shorter and shorter when new innovations are coming up. So that's really really awesome. Yeah, and so Perplexity was founded by Aravin Srinivas, Dennis Yaratz, and Johnny Ho and Andy Konwinski. Just to be accurate, I quickly
Thank
ask
you.
Perplexity about itself. which is fun.
Amazing. So I think today is a bit of a different type of episode, right? We have planned a little experiment. And if you're hearing our podcast, we encourage you to go to YouTube to also take a look at the video podcast, because it is getting, I believe, a bit more visual today. We'll try our best explaining everything that we will show and put on the screen. But if you have a possibility, head over to YouTube and not only listen, but also watch our podcast there this time. And yeah, with that said, the big title of our of today's episode, it's all about AI search. Who would have guessed, right? Um, as we are really diving deep into various topics, how brands get found and build up visibility on AI search platforms. But today we want to do an experiment, and we want to prove you and everybody who's listening that it doesn't need days or even weeks to get started with AI search monitoring and analyzing, but it might only take a few minutes. And yeah, I would like to prove that by basically working on one random website, one random example, and Klaus will give me a random brand, a random website, and I will do my best in analyzing that website, and giving us an indicator on how we all together, in probably 7 to 10 minutes, can make a website AI search ready. So, long
Let's
story
do
short, we're
that.
trying to make any website AI search ready within the next 10 minutes. And yeah, well, I'll hope I don't fail there. Klaus and I haven't really synced before that. I'm keen to hear what brand, Klaus, you would like me to analyze and you would like us to walk through.
Yeah. So just before that, everybody who is listening, as Thomas said, walk over to youtube.com and just search for Otterly.AI. We have our own kind of YouTube channel slash podcast where we are also kind of sharing the video recording that so you can see us in person. And you can see if we are real otters or if we're real people. So I invite you to do that to also see. I will try to jump in or we both will try to kind of explain what we see. But I think today it's more like a visual section. And Tom, yeah, as you said that I'm actually currently working for the first time, which is a little bit embarrassing for me, but as a also growth marketer, but I haven't worked so far with the very famous CRM HubSpot. So actually,
Hmm.
I just started recently the first time. It was always probably too expensive for my startups, but not mentioning that is maybe HubSpot is a great trial as they haven't signed up. So everyone from HubSpot, please sign up after this podcast and try it out. Otterly AI is the right thing for you to be proof and rocket proof also for the next area that is coming in search, I guess. Is this something you can work with, Tom?
I mean, I'll do my best. Um, it's a fantastic brand. I love HubSpot. They do great marketing. Obviously, they've been the inventors of inbound marketing, right? I really love everything they create and do around inbound marketing. So I'm really curious to dive deep into how ready is HubSpot.com for AI search. So are you looking at time, Klaus? Should we jump right in?
Yes, yes.
So I'll do my best and let me structure my thought real quick. And for everybody who's listening, I started the screen share over right here. Let me actually Google HubSpot. I'm still Googling HubSpot.com. This is their current homepage and current website. As I only have like about 10 minutes, if I would do a comprehensive SEO and on-page analysis, I probably would use a tool like Screaming Frog. but I don't use that right now. I will only rely on Otterly as well as SEMrush as the two main tools to really analyze HubSpot. But before we do that, let's do a quick page speed test to see how HubSpot.com, their homepage looks like in terms of page speed. They probably have, I would assume they're so inbound driven, they probably have lots of editorial blogs and stuff. So let's take maybe one blog article here as well. The 2024 State of Marketing Trend Report. Oh, that sounds like an amazing piece of content. Oh, web vital core web vitals already failed. Interesting.
Yeah.
On mobile. Green passed on desktop. Okay, not too surprising. HubSpot obviously is a quite a desktop driven product. So
But I think that's happening to a lot of brands that they
yeah.
are failing the Google page speed as they're like relying on that their brand is so famous that Google is a little bit more
Yeah,
forgiving. Um,
for sure.
yeah,
And I mean, HubSpot is a mobile, is not so probably optimizing their business or their net new business around mobile, right? I don't think it's a, you might consume content like this industry report on mobile, um, but it's more of a desktop business and it looks all good here. So what am I, how can we make HubSpot? How can we analyze HubSpot.com to see how they are, if they're ready for ChatGPT, Perplexity, and Google AI reviews? I think the first thing I will do is I'll just enter their domain here in SEMrush because I do know HubSpot, but I don't really know how important their organic traffic used to be in the past. And obviously, we don't have access to their search console, so we're gonna
and
rely on SEMrush here.
as far as I understand, Tom, is you're using SEMrush first to kind of get an understanding on how they currently doing on, let's say, classic SEO as for, let's say, the traditional Google search and organic traffic as
Yeah,
we have known it until now, and then go into Otterly AI to kind of
correct.
give a glimpse into how it will work in the future. And
That's
there is more
absolutely
AI-based
that's
search. Yeah.
absolutely correct.
Okay. Okay. Great.
And as what I'm also always keen to look at within SEMrush is what are their core markets, right? How big is their worldwide traffic, organic traffic? How is that developing? But looking at that distribution chart here, we can see the US playing a major role here with 30% traffic share, followed by other countries. I really love that chart here in SEMrush because you also get an indication on how is traffic growing, stagnating from an
That's a
old
graph
time.
of organic traffic.
That's just
Okay.
organic traffic. We're looking here at organic traffic, and it's already quite interesting because what I'm seeing here, if we look at all time, is
Yeah. It's
they're
dropping.
they're growing. They grew tremendously until when was that? December 2022. And
Yeah.
since basically December 2022, it's declining. There was quite a jump already in early 2023, March, April. And now in December 2024, it's according to SEMrush organic traffic at 13 million. It used to be at 23 million. So interesting
It's
first
crazy.
insight if what that might has caused.
But that means that they probably lost half of their traffic already. They are now at 13.5 million. I'm not sure. Is
Yeah,
it visits
yeah.
or page visits?
Organic traffic. So this is the estimated, to be clear, the estimated organic traffic for the
Hmm.
entire domain, HubSpot.com. I mean, there are
Okay.
many things. We probably don't find the exact reason out right now in the next 10 minutes, but they might have changed, right? They might have changed their content strategy and proactively made a decision that maybe they got rid of old content,
Some
right? And
articles. Yeah.
old content that would be quite traffic heavy, but wouldn't then impact, for example, sales conversions or product signups. But also
Yeah.
the other reason might be, yeah, maybe demand is declining for some topics, right? That's also from an industry perspective. Maybe there's less demand. You know, the whole tech industry struggled quite a bit in 2023, 2024. Many SaaS businesses were faced with efficiency measurements. That might have caused a drop. And I'm saying this because when you look at that total chart, what's always interesting to see is how much of that is branded traffic,
Mhm.
because that also speaks for how strong is already a certain brand on the website. So as you can see, although traffic is declining, basically branded traffic is growing month
Growing.
on month. So it kind of speaks that HubSpot is a really strong brand, and we can definitely see that here as well. But they have lots of, as we can see here, 70% on non-branded keywords, 1.5 million non-branded keywords, according to
Mhm.
SEMrush, where they rank for. So lots of
Could you
traffic. Yeah.
Tom, just because you looked at the 13.5 million page visits on
Yeah.
organic traffic worldwide, can you just limit it for the US? Here it says it's like around 4 million.
Yeah.
It has the same picture somehow, so it grew, dropped, then grew and dropped again. Okay. So it's
It's
also declining massively, basically half of it. So, okay. So,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not entirely half. 6.4 million peak in May, and now we are in the US at 3.8. So yeah, it's quite a decline in terms of organic traffic. Um, just as a comparison, it looks to me that I mean HubSpot is also investing in paid, right? CPC.
Yeah,
We can see
quite
that.
significantly.
I mean, it's compared to their organic traffic, looking at this chart, it's not that significant, but it's still quite an investment, I would assume, with
Mm,
150,000 paid traffics coming to their site. But they might do that to contradict the overall trend of organic traffic decline, right? Um,
yeah.
what just real quick, I know I have a hard time here looking at time, but what just for all the geeks, you can also see how the top three organic positions are changing, and you can see you cannot one of the reasons I would assume why organic traffic is declining is because they're losing apparently, or there were keywords, let's put it this way, there were keywords in the top three positions organically, and they lost quite an amount of keywords. Actually, in the peak times, they had 144,000 keywords in the top three positions. Now that is down to 67,000. So it kind of shows me that probably HubSpot did something proactively themselves to change a change in content strategy, auditing their old content, getting rid of old content that wasn't really converting. But why am I here? I'm here because I want to know what are the top organic keywords from HubSpot for HubSpot.com. Um, and if we head over here, we do see that the big amount, most of keywords are relevant or are where they rank for is the United States, 1.6 million. And this is sorted by traffic share. So obviously they're a super strong brand. This is their number one keyword, HubSpot login on the second position. So basically HubSpot customers looking for HubSpot login. What's interesting is quotes about live. That stands out to me. The 100 top most famous quotes of all time.
Yeah.
Sales slash famous quotes. Interesting. This looks like a listicle in terms of quotes, a list of quotes. That seems like a high traffic keyword where they rank on position number one. Gmail inbox, shrug emoji, HubSpot Academy, Excel, HubSpot pricing, HubSpot CRM live quotes,
I, I'm
career.
I'm I'm happy to see that they're facing the same challenges that our startups, Tom, are also facing. Is like to rank for some not really relevant or let's say at least in a
Mm,
top of the funnel sense
Yeah,
relevant keywords.
yeah.
Mm.
Let's apply real quick. This is a big amount of keywords. Some some intent. Oh, sorry, informational, navigational. Let's try commercial. Let's see what comes here. It's probably HubSpot, yeah, brands, mission statement. Here it gets interesting. See, marketing automation, one of their core product features, I would say, one of their core topics. Yeah, okay. So what I'll do with this now is let's maybe top three. Let's do a quick look at the top three keywords here. HubSpot Academy. So we're not HubSpot CRM. Okay, CRM topic. Because I'm looking now more for the high intent, high converting, money making keywords. HubSpot Revenue Account Manager. Okay, that's a job. Culture, certifications. Okay, digital course,
But
website
I mean,
development. Okay,
Tom,
yeah,
I have to just remind you that there is a pretty cool new feature in Otterly.AI where you can just enter a term like a domain or a
yeah,
URL, and it extracts you all the important keywords,
yeah,
so you can get the high intent ones. And
yeah.
I think
Let's take a
that
look
might
at that.
help you. Just can we start the 10 minutes now?
I think I'm pretty failing at this experiment, right? We are probably already. I don't have a count on here. Way beyond that time, but I think
Yes.
it's quite interesting to also share a bit around the keyword research, right, and what to look for from a traditional keyword research. So let's head over to Otterly, right? I will create a new Otterly account. Everybody can go to Otterly.AI and follow me with this step. I'll briefly sign up here with a new email address and a new account, and I'll get it going in a minute. Account has been created, and I'm now checking the
And
verification.
you're now showing us all your emails from your
I
email
mean,
account. Oh.
my email address is public. Anyone can contact me at tom@pm.io. I have no problem about that. So yeah, I don't need to hide this. So now we're in Otterly. We just found out a few key topics, right? They have obviously lots of editorial awareness type keywords. CRM topics, marketing automation seems to be a thing. So what I'll do now is I'll head over to the AI keyword research section within Otterly. And basically here we help you translate those keywords into conversational prompts. Or alternatively, help you translate it into follow-on prompts. So I'll just use my knowledge that I just gained, and I'm gonna add here HubSpot, CRM, marketing automation. Um, and I think was there a third one? Let's look at HubSpot pricing. HubSpot pricing, high intent branded keyword. My brand name is HubSpot. HubSpot.com is my domain. And yeah, I'm curious to see which potential search prompts we are getting and what people research on ChatGPT and Perplexity. HubSpot CRM, best features of HubSpot CRM pricing plans. What are the benefits of using HubSpot CRM? Yeah, I really like that. What features make HubSpot CRM a good choice? Let's go with what are the benefits of using HubSpot CRM. I'm gonna add this real quick to my list of keywords. I'm gonna go
But
back.
I might also be
Yeah,
interested in understanding what other, like CRMs, for example, as you
yeah,
have one of this the CRM,
yeah.
just to
That's a good
understand what
point.
could be a B2B CRM or which one. Like this was my where I struggled, and I started my search in like what could be for my new startup the right CRM. Um,
Let's
and
take a
this
look
is
at best CRM alternatives for small businesses.
yes.
That sounds like a valid prompt. And we also gonna take a look at let's take a look at a what is prompt. What is a CRM actually? What is a CRM? And I would also like to use marketing automation.
And so what you're currently doing is like you're adding prompts or search prompts that are like more as kind of the LLMs, ChatGPT, and also Perplexity, and even Google is going in that direction. It's like going from a search engine rather to an answering engine, and you're trying to convert kind of the SEO keywords as we know them from the past, where you just got like links to other pages. We are now trying to convert them into questions that users might ask because they are awaiting an answer, and in this answer you hopefully also see your brand appearing. So currently in Otterly.AI, you're adding kind of search prompts, which is like the new term for SEO keywords as we know them from our past as marketers. And now you're processing them in Otterly.AI to kind of find out for which where our brands are showing up. Is your brand like would someone find your brand if they are looking into Otterly.AI if they're
Yeah,
searching on LLMs? And you have created 5 prompts now. Now it's gone.
I'll just reshare. Exactly. So we're basically translating. What we just did is we first took a look at organic keywords, right? We translated them, as you were saying, into search prompts to understand, is HubSpot.com visible as a domain, and is HubSpot visible as a brand? We entered here now in total 5 different search prompts. I mean, we can add many more variations, but for the purpose of this call, and I don't want to extend it too much, we take a look at those 5. Best CRM software, best marketing automation software. What is a CRM? Best CRM alternatives for small business, and what are the benefits of using HubSpot more as a branded keyword? And in this overview, what already stands out to me and everybody who is just listening, I'm now on the AI search monitoring screen here in Otterly, and we do see that actually for all 5 search prompts, Google is showing an AI overview.
That's
So
amazing.
this kind of tells me that there might be big impact, potential big impact for the organic traffic. In other words, the organic traffic decline might also be partially due to Google now triggering AI overviews on top of organic rankings. Because in those AI overviews, click-through rates are just lower, right? Less people click on link citations compared to organic rankings. So 100%, we have 100% coverage here of an AI overview being shown. Let's take a look at the first one, for example, in more detail. We also have here a screenshot on how it actually looked like for users.
So it's
And
for
as
best CRM software. Okay.
best CRM software, yes. I would assume high intent money making keyword, right? People look for what's the best CRM software to use.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, Soho CRM on the first position, followed by HubSpot Sales Hub, Salesforce, Sales Cloud, and so on and so forth. So we can already see that, yes, HubSpot is visible in here, but they're not on the first position actually. Um, on the left-hand side, you could also expand the whole text output being shown in the Google AI overview. But I think the juicy part, what we as marketers probably enjoy and use the most, are the links, right? What are the links that suddenly are now triggered and shown and referenced in that AI overview? The first one is actually a Monday.com article, I believe. Let's take a quick look. CRM software, the ultimate guide. This is a Monday.com blog article. And yeah, apparently I wasn't aware Monday has a CRM as well. Monday CRM.
Mhm.
They position that quite high, obviously. It's their own content piece here. And it's a very extensive editorial content piece comparing 15 different CRM solutions. CRM software, the ultimate guide, Monday.com. Second link, Zapier.com, the best CRM software to manage your leads and customers in 2024. Salesforce position number 1, followed by HubSpot. So the two big ones fighting for attention, right? Again, very long, extensive listicle, really well done, great content there. Zendesk, business. So in a nutshell, what we can basically see here is lots of listicle content, right? Lots of listicle content. Monday, Zapier, Zendesk, all of them provide listicle content here that is cited for this particular search prompt.
Tom, I think that's something we have seen over the course of the last couple of months and year that listicles actually, I mean, they were always important, but for LLMs, they have a specific, of course, knowledge gain that they can rank brands, and this is why
Yeah.
their probably is also so often shown. I wanted to actually dive into something that our listeners or watchers might, of audience might not currently exactly know. It's like, you know, LLMs when they started, they had their own knowledge and they were gaining the knowledge from their own training, and that was the problem, that it was never 100% up to date to our what is going on today or what is the newest content. So like the last knowledge cutoff, for example, is from I think May 2024 in
Yeah.
ChatGPT. So the problem and how the LLMs, the modern LLMs and Google solved it is by having the LLM has its own trained knowledge, and as you cannot stake on top some new knowledge, that's not possible from the way how these LLMs work. They're doing a search into kind of any, yeah, in ChatGPT probably they go via Bing or Google is of course using their own index, and
Yeah.
they're taking out articles, and by that they gain the knowledge that they need to answer your request. So that's happening, and then you see that in your response you see source links, as we call them, or citations. So that gives you an understanding why your brand might be there. You know, that's not 100% of the answer, because the
Yeah.
links, as it was up to now, where you have a link and the ranking in Google and you're maybe on position one, but right now the LLM does its own thinking and its own kind of interpretation of that. But the source links are basically currently the one that is, for me as a marketer, the one where I see the most immediate action take, where I can take action. It's like the most immediate way.
Yeah.
And that's why these source links have this importance to see them and to track them. Is this correct? Did I get it right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I mean, I would describe it back as in it's not only pure LLM text output that you see here, right? No matter if you look at Google, Perplexity, or ChatGPT, it's Google uses its Gemini LLM, and on top of that, through their RAG model, it's gonna be enriched. I would describe it as enriched with web browsing capabilities. So the reason, to your point, we see a citation here, right? And the first citation on Google is Monday.com, right? Is because of the RAG model that they use on top of their LLMs. But go study, to keep it really quick, anyone go study and look at those citations, because most often those are one-on-one references from different, in this occasion, listicles. So for example, here, the reason why Monday.com is listed as the first brand is most likely because obviously Monday.com put themselves on the first position in their own editorial piece right here, right, that you can see on my screen. You can judge, and this will take more than a couple of minutes, why in particular Google choose this Monday.com article as the first one. And we could now go back to SEMrush or any other SEO tool and compare if Monday.com, this blog article, is also the number one organic article. It might be, it might be not. I think it really depends. This is an open question I would look into if I have more time. But if we look at Perplexity, for example, I think it gets a bit more interesting and diverse here. Because if we look at Perplexity's link output as well as their text output, we do see that first, it's a different link tracking, right? Different articles are suddenly listed here. Insightly.com. I don't know who Insightly is. Grow faster with the modern CRM Teams love. Oh, interesting. So this is not even a listicle. Perplexity is citing that as the very first link in their text output. Um, who else do we have here? Tech Radar. Okay, media outlet, best CRM software. Now it gets juicy, right? Digital PR is becoming an increasingly important field for
Yeah.
AI search optimization as well. How can you work with TechRadar to update either those type of content pieces or create new ones? PC Mag being listed here as well, another magazine. And then we have the Monday.com article, right, on the CRM software piece, Zendesk. And for the first time, we see a Reddit thread here, right? Reddit marketing is getting new attention thanks to AI search as well. So yeah, one year ago, there was this Reddit thread on what is the best CRM system. So potentially something to dig into and to activate your community. So if I would be working at Salesforce, something to look into. But overall, we do see, as said before, Salesforce, HubSpot being cited as the top vendors here, and we would monitor that here over time with Otterly. Let's take a last look at ChatGPT real quick, looking at time. HubSpot actually mentioned as the first vendor here. But what stands out to me here is that actually, for whatever reason, ChatGPT has a rather negative sentiment of a couple of brands, actually all the brands. So, from a brand perspective, now we're talking. HubSpot. The reason why HubSpot has a rather negative sentiment for that keyword is some advanced features are only available in paid plans. Okay, interesting. So there is some sort of reference to availability of features. Salesforce, steep learning curve, expensive compared to other solutions. Soho may lack some advanced features. Pipedrive, limited marketing features. Interesting, interesting. So now I'm curious. Oh, and pros and cons. So we see pros and cons listed here. And as it seems, yeah, maybe negative is a too hard word here, but as it seems, ChatGPT is taking a rather neutral take on those brand mentions and how it's covering them. Yes, so let's maybe zoom out. What have we learned? What have we learned here by just taking a look at this money-making keyword? We've learned that best CRM software is quite a topic, quite a brand-heavy topic. So all three AI search platforms do mention the what I would expect the typical vendors in there: Salesforce, HubSpot, Pipedrive, and others. We do see interesting differences in links being cited on Google AI overviews compared to Perplexity, which is something, I mean, something to optimize for from a Perplexity SEO perspective. And yeah, in addition to that, ChatGPT has a rather negative brand sentiment compared to Perplexity and Google, which was covering the brands in a positive side. Last things last, let's take a quick look at the analytics dashboard. And we basically see that out of 5 search prompts, HubSpot is mentioned in 4 of them on Google, in 2 of them on ChatGPT, and in 3 of them on Perplexity. So again, this rather tells me there might be direct traffic or indirect traffic coming from Perplexity to HubSpot.com as a brand, as a homepage. But we also see 1 URL cited on Perplexity compared to 3 URLs referenced on Google. So yeah, there might be some optimization potential here for HubSpot's own content in regards to Perplexity. But in general, what we also do see here is Google is just covering a way bigger list of total brands compared to Perplexity. 48 total brands mentioned on Google AI overviews compared to 21 on Perplexity and only 14 on ChatGPT. So again, it kind of confirms what we see in other accounts as well. ChatGPT isn't so brand focused. We usually tend to see less brand references on ChatGPT compared to Perplexity and Google, which we can see here as well. Last but not least, I don't have probably enough time and I'm way over time right now, but we could also export and analyze all the URL citations here. And yeah,
No, no, Tom,
basically
there is still time to your 10 minutes. There is still time to your 10 minutes.
But jokes aside, if we take a real quick look at the link analytics, I do encourage everybody to cross-check that with their own SEO data. So what we could do here is we could filter out all the HubSpot links, HubSpot.com, and we would see, for example, from an on-page perspective, that those AI searches are primarily referring to the product section of HubSpot.com and less on the editorial side, which kind of is interesting to me, given that HubSpot is so heavy on editorial blog content. So I wonder, follow-on question for the team at HubSpot, if they have content around what is a CRM, what are the best marketing automation software. I'm not sure if they have listicle content pieces on those topics. What are the benefits? So this might be an untapped potential really for the marketing content efforts at HubSpot to gain visibility on Perplexity, Google, and ChatGPT with their own content there as well. Otherwise, to sum it up, I'm basically learning that HubSpot has a brand visibility on AI search. They have a better AI visibility for on Google than on Perplexity, than on ChatGPT. From an optimization perspective, I would recommend to look into digital PR, as there are links coming up and showing up from different magazines and newspapers. I would look into Reddit and user-generated forums driving those results. And yeah, at the end of the day, I would encourage the HubSpot team. And I have way too little knowledge, and the last 20 minutes or so weren't doing the trick on that, to do a content gap analysis from an on-page perspective by basically looking at those topics and checking if those topics are covered with dedicated editorial / on-page content. Klaus, I totally failed on time, but besides that, what
But
did
it
you
was interesting.
what did you learn?
Nah, so it's interesting, and what I learned is actually, I mean, two things that you said is like the one is PR seems to gain importance again. Also, kind of listicles are still a
Mm,
valid point for LLMs to understand like where is your brand standing, and it takes it very seriously. So it's very bad luck if your competitor owns the most important listicle for your brand and your ranking. So that's never good.
mm,
The sentiments was also very interesting because, as you said, it was negative, but also kind. I was not sure which one it was exactly. I thought initially that it was for how to like the best CRM for startups, and if
mm,
then HubSpot and other Salesforce are mentioned, it's kind of clear that the sentiments would be rather negative because they are not the best and cheapest for or most affordable for smaller startups. So that gains
yeah,
importance. Yeah, that's the kind of what's the right product will the LLM already decide for you. Yeah, so there is a kind of an impact that black box to a certain extent is choosing for you. So what you can currently maybe influence with your SEO team to kind of even rank on pages for HubSpot is a super affordable CRM for startups. That might not be the case in the near future because the LLM will figure out your trick and kind of kick you
mm,
out
mm,
in that regard. That's another thing that I saw. Actually, I also was interested from what you showed me on the source links, the citations, and the kind of whole source analysis to see which pages are taken into account. And I think that's even more interesting to gain deeper knowledge about what kind of page, what type of pages are referring to my and making these prompts relevant. Uh, yeah, I think there is
mm,
a lot to learn and to what I just one thing on the side because I found it super interesting when you went through SEMrush, and I guess we can take also others that do the same, and then you looked at the keywords, and actually the keywords then in our research from Otterly.AI came out, it was super on point because the in our case the LLMs are already helping us to decide what are the relevant keywords, and in this kind of SEMrush analytics, um, I didn't get the real like the right ones easily. Yeah, and so that was also kind of interesting. And you see already that the LLMs will filter so much out, which is currently where maybe marketers even struggling, to be shown for the best quotes, most famous quotes in the world, and you get most traffic from this one, but that is not kind of the right intent, and so people probably will not buy, and LLMs will, I guess, AI based searches will kick that out. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was an amazing walkthrough. Thanks a lot. Also, it was not 10 minutes, but I think if you wouldn't have talked with us and just have done and clicked it, you would have made it in 10 minutes. It was just out of your courtesy that you kind of gave a lot of information, additional information around that. So
Yeah.
for me, it was a great. Thanks a lot. I hope also for the HubSpot team, please just reach out to us if you want to know more.
I mean,
We're happy to help you.
in all seriousness, I mean, this was a whatever it was, right? 10, 20 minute analysis. At the end of the day, it's to me, it's always fascinating how much information someone can already gather in terms of content, SEO, and marketing strategies just by using knowing how to use and knowing which tools to use, right? And just by me using semrush.com and Otterly.AI, I think we were already able to understand in a very quick way why potentially organic traffic is declining from HubSpot. I mean, as said, the big question is there might have been proactive decisions around the content removal being done in 2022, 2023 as well. But I think we also seen that AI overviews are now being triggered many for many topics and keywords. And seeing 100% coverage there kind of shows me that we also need to start optimizing for AI overviews. And with Perplexity and ChatGPT, it might sound simple, maybe too simple, but it's not revolutionary new what we as marketers should do, but it's about the same old techniques, right? It's about digital PR, it's about Reddit user generated content, it's about on-page optimization. And yeah, if you do all of those things, I'm sure if HubSpot does all of those things, I'm sure they will show up in a bit for those topics that we just analyzed. And yeah, at the end of the day, this took us half an hour and we're there, right? We have a first gap analysis, some first understanding, and now we can go and basically do our marketing job. So I hope it was an inspiration and a good information for many of you out there who are wondering how to get started with AI search marketing in 2025. And yeah, if you need any help on that, talk to Klaus, talk to myself. We're here to help. And if you have a website, I mean, I'd love to do this experiment again. If you have a website to be analyzed and you want this to be analyzed by Klaus and me, let's send that to us. You can email us at hello@otterly.ai or you find us on LinkedIn. Send us the website you would like to see analyzed, and Klaus and I might do a follow-on session on that. What do you think, Klaus? I think we're up for it, right?
Amazing. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. I'm looking into my mailbox now, right now, if someone is like already sending us a message. No, I mean, happy to, as you said, yeah, happy to talk. Please try Otterly out. You have some prompts for free. As you saw, then Tom signed up for a fresh account. And yeah, I think that's it for today's
Yeah.
episode of our weekly Otterly AI podcast. Thanks for tuning in and hope to see you next week.
Thank you, Klaus. Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.